Well, good morning and welcome back to our, as I often say, final fabulous segment here on Cityline. With me right now is truly one of my most favorite and the most intense relationship I have with a nonprofit, and that is the American Cancer Society, because I don't know anybody who has not been affected by cancer in this world. My family has. I have friends that have lost loved ones, and I know survivors. So please join me in welcoming Katie Tormolin. I got it right. Associate Director of the American Cancer Society. Welcome to Cityline. This is your first time on the couch.
It is. Thank you for having me.
It's great to have you. And I know that everybody out there is like, yes, the American Cancer Society, because it's been rough during COVID to keep in touch and to keep ourselves aware of how we can help you. But we're on our road now to coming out of that. And you brought with you this beautiful woman over here. Oh my goodness. Shannon Glenn, you are with Puget Sound Energy, but you are part of the South Sound and you are a council member of the American Cancer Society. Shannon, welcome, my dear.
Thank you so much for having me.
Can I say your mom is in the green room?
Yeah.
Yeah, we love
definitely.
your mom. Your mom is amazing. She's something. So let's jump into this, Katie. For people who don't know what the mission of the American Cancer Society is, or they might say, well, the reason is they're trying to stomp out cancer, which is true, but how are we going about that with the mission?
Yeah, so I think the mission of the American Cancer Society can be pretty easily summed up with every cancer, every life, and what we're really focusing on is really making a difference in anyone's life that has been impacted by cancer, diagnosed with cancer, including their families.
Yes.
And what we're focused on is our work in research, patient services, and advocacy, and really making sure that everyone has the opportunity to prevent, detect, treat, and survive cancer.
Wow, I have to tell you something. I know you changed your mission, and I salute that change. That is hard to get a mission that fits everybody you touch in a few amount of words. Well done, American Cancer Society. So, Miss Katie, what resources are available to help local families? And I know that you're going to answer that in a way that has resources for the caregivers too.
We have a lot of really great resources locally in the state. There's some great ones for road to recovery. So getting to and from your treatment should never be a barrier.
Thank you.
So we have amazing road drivers. They're volunteers across the state. We were able to just relaunch our road to recovery program after the pandemic.
Yay.
So to get started with our road to recovery program, you're able to call our 1-800 number. So 1-800-227-2345, or easily remembered as 1-800-ACS.
There we go.
2345. So you can call that, get started, and then afterwards, it's just like using an app like
Uber.
Like Uber, exactly. Yes. So then we'll have drivers pick you up at your home, take you to your appointment, and bring you back home, because you should never not be able to get to your treatment.
And Katie, you have just hit the tip of the iceberg. When I said we could talk about for 4 hours all the services.
Easily.
It is incredible the way that you fill in that cancer bumpy terrain with smoothness and access to get those survivors to survive. The minute you're diagnosed, you're called a survivor. But there's more to that, isn't there, Shannon? Shannon, Relay for Life, as you know, was started by our beloved late Gordy Klatt here in Tacoma, who was a colorectal surgeon. How has this event impacted the fight against cancer? Because everybody knows about Relay.
Everybody knows about Relay. That's absolutely true. So actually, this is my 20th year as a
You're not
relayer.
that old.
I started when I was 8 years old.
Okay, all right.
that was my mom's doing, bringing me on. And
Yay, Mom.
I was a bossy 8-year-old, so she just kind of toted me around and had me help. But I mean, I think the impacts are immeasurable, really. There are so many different coalitions being stood up. It's bringing awareness. A lot of people don't know that the American Cancer Society also has an advocacy arm.
Yes.
I personally love the research aspect of it. I think that research is the way that we're going to get to a cure. I'm convinced that we're going to find a cure for cancer in my lifetime.
Yes.
So we need to do things like spend the money where they actually make impacts. But aside from that, it's a community event that folks can really rally around. Everything that the American Cancer Society does really does impact what people are trying to do. It builds community, and it builds community around a cause that people everywhere are impacted by.
And here is Dr. Gordy Klatt,
Yes.
all of his beautifulness. And you know what? You sound like you have spent time with him when you say in your lifetime you will find a cure. That's the way that he was. He's like, we will find a cure. So everybody's in this together. American Cancer Society is the #1 nonprofit funder of cancer research, as Shannon had alluded to. What are some points of pride when we think about that, Katie? And we've got the relay right here. Oh, I have missed it.
Yeah, so I think some really notable points of pride is that we have funded 50 Nobel Prize researchers. And most recently, last year was our first female researcher.
Yes.
So very exciting news there. And, we have some amazing partners and researchers right here in Washington State with our work through UW, Fred Hutch, Seattle Children's. So we are making some really great advances in the cancer space and everything that we're doing there. And since 1991, through everyone that's working on cancer research, but we're proud to say that we've had a part in it.
Yes.
We've been able to reduce the cancer mortality rate by 33% since 1991.
Say that again.
Yeah, we've been able to reduce the cancer mortality rate by 33% since 1991.
Oh my goodness. That needs to be a t-shirt. It needs to be on a billboard.
Yes.
It needs to be on people's lips as they're walking the track. So cancer screening was also impacted greatly and declined during 2020 due to the pandemic. We all were stuck inside. If you have a compromised immune system, COVID was something very different for you. How can we get those numbers back up, Shannon?
Well, I mean, the easiest thing is helping reduce the stigma.
Yes.
There's such a stigma about getting tested. I'm 28 years old. I'm not necessarily in the age bracket that typically would do that.
Right.
But insurance is going to cover it. And there's a lot of providers that'll do that if you don't have insurance too.
There we go.
There are opportunities for folks to get screened. That is the best way to either early detection, intervene early. So that would be kind of eliminating the stigma, because it is something that's important to do.
Yeah, dropping those barriers.
Absolutely.
If we learned nothing from the pandemic, is there are barriers around every corner that we have not even thought of. And we have to lower those barriers for people to get the help that they need. Shannon, it's a volunteer organization. Your mom knows that. She got you when you were a bossy 8-year-old in there volunteering. So how can somebody get involved, and what do you need?
There are so many ways for people to get involved. It's really easy if you just want something, I want to come out for the day and help set out cones, that's great. If you want to kind of hone in your skills, I credit the American Cancer Society and Relay for Life in particular with a lot of my leadership skills, because I got involved in the volunteer leadership teams for Relay. Now on the council, kind of building my own professional platform,
Yeah.
network. There are so many different skills that are needed to put on an event or organize people that are needed. So anything that people are willing to give. If you hate cancer, we'll find something to help.
Oh, now that's a t-shirt. If you hate cancer, we'll find something for you to do at the American Cancer Society.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about, first off, I have to ask the question, is Relay coming back?
Yes, we are back. So, of course, like many organizations and nonprofits out there, we saw changes through the pandemic, but we are back. So in the Tacoma area specifically, we'll be out at Mount Tahoma on June 10th.
There it is.
1 to 11 p.m.
Save the date.
Yes, save the date, put it in your calendars. We're super excited to be back out there. So like Shannon said, we're always looking for people to come out, support. We'll find something for you to do.
And just come out for a hug.
Yes.
I mean, that's the thing about Relay for Life is that you can watch it. We do a beautiful job here at TV Tacoma of keeping it viral, and you can watch it from home. In the past years, you've been able to, and we've been on the track. But what you cannot feel on TV is the love on that track.
Yes.
And the camaraderie and the sense of recovery and the sense of hope.
And celebration.
And celebration. It is amazing. I guarantee if you come down there, if anything is wrong in your life, you'll forget about it in an instant. Once you're walking that track and looking at all of the beautiful survivors and caregivers.
Absolutely.
Katie, in these last few minutes, actually last minute, who do we need to thank?
I think everyone.
Yeah.
You know, all of our survivors and caregivers really make it possible for us to do what we're doing and give us a reason to do what we're doing. But I think everyone that has been a part of supporting, partnering, coming to our events, making everything that we do possible at the American Cancer Society. So the list is endless.
Okay, last question for both of you. Popcorn question. Shannon, you go first. If you could describe what Relay for Life means to you in one word, what would it be?
Empowerment.
Yes. Same question for you, Miss Katie.
Hope.
Hope. There we go. Thank you both so much for the ministry that you carry in your heart. The way that you lay awake at nighttime and think about ways to help our survivors and caregivers. And I'll tell you what, I'm excited to see you on the track, to listen to music, and to sit down and talk with people who really are the glue of this organization. Thank you both for being here today.
Thank you again for having us.
You're welcome. Well, that wraps up another great segment of Cityline. It is always a pleasure and a privilege to be in your home. We've given you some really wonderful, beautiful things to do in our city and to think about. So please go out there, pay it forward, and be a part of that tapestry. And when you come back, as always, we'll be waiting for you right here at Cityline. Take care.
You're from Green Bay, you're from Atlanta, but Tacoma's where you'll stay. You're from the easy, you're from Green Bay, you're from Atlanta, but Tacoma's where you'll stay. Yeah, Tacoma, that's my home, from the pines to the dawn. Tacoma, that's my home, yeah, Tacoma, that's my home. Tacoma, that's my home, place I call my own. Tacoma, that's my home, yeah, Tacoma, that's my home. Alright, you're from the East Coast, alright, you're from the West, alright, you're from the middle, but Tacoma's still the best. Alright, you're from the East Coast, alright, you're from the West, alright, you're from the middle, but Tacoma's still the best. Hey, Tacoma, that's my home, from the pines to the dawn. Tacoma, that's my home, yeah, Tacoma, that's my home. Tacoma, that's my home, place I